Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News. A champion has been crowned at Masters Copenhagen. FPX on top of Valorant for the first time. Congratulations to the entire team, but so much reaction to this one, right? People giving a load of credit to FPX, certainly talking about FPX as well, the way they decided to play in that final map of the series, but also some spicy stuff from the North American players in regard to what Angel had to say not too long ago about North American teams. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thanks very much indeed for doing that one. First of all, before we talk about the match itself, just wanted to mention real quick the kind of partnership franchise league that is coming in next time around, of course next season. Bo does mention this, any organizations are seriously overreacting at this point. So I wonder if this is in relation to many organizations dropping their teams, because we know that many orgs right now are basically just, well, getting out of there and cutting ties with Valorant and saying, yes, we're not going to get a spot in franchising, we're going to go. Now look, maybe that's a smart move, because if Riot does announce a good tier 2 support structure, then it's rather easy for those organizations just to come back in. But you know, whether he's kind of implying that many of these organizations are reacting or overreacting compared to what's happening right now is a bit of a question mark, because if these orgs leave, drop their players, then want to come back in, like, you know, will they have the same pick of their potential talent there? That's a question that might be asked as well. But one of those orgs probably won't be NRG. They're actually doing a boot camp here ahead of the LCQ, and we'll see in a second, actually, all the teams have now been confirmed that will be going to the LCQs in all the regions based on the results, the amount of circuit points these teams acquired. Some teams are qualified to champs, some teams certainly are not. We'll see how that works out here in just a couple of seconds. But NRG ahead of the LCQ are also doing a boot camp, right, just as Sentinels are right now, so pretty interesting to see that NRG are going ahead with this one. And as Ethan says, wait, you're coming to SOM, of course, because they're getting ready to go for that one as well. So that might be a difference maker, to be honest, for some of these teams if they're getting the boot camp ready before the LCQ. Going to be a mega tournament, of course, starting in, I think, only a couple of weeks on, about the 8th of August or 7th of August is when that does officially begin. Let's talk then about this grand final. Can you believe it, guys? I predicted another match correctly 2 days in a row. Apparently FPX are just, you know, I just get FPX predictions correctly, especially when they win. So yeah, I just felt like FPX in this series had a bit more to give when really the push came to shove. And I think we kind of saw that to a degree in the map 5. Like, FPX do live and die by the W key, they do live and die by the ego chal. But I mean, yeah, this game 1, they really just didn't have, like, they hadn't warmed up yet at all. They were absolutely shell-shocked, it seemed at times, and FPX were bowling them over. This round especially, right, this 2 versus 5, like, it looked like they were going to kind of clutch a bit on the thrifty, but Angel comes through, 1, 2, 3, like, it knocks down the 3rd kill as well, gets all the kills, and then it's Saigetsu, of course, no surprises there, that gets more damage and finishes out the round. So yes, this binds. FPX have been so good on buying for so long, but FPX just completely demolished them. This honestly could have been a 13-0. Turned out to be a 13-3, but game 2, finally FPX actually woke up here on the icebox. Like, I mean, yeah, they were making big plays. There was an ace here in the first ace of the grand final. It's kind of tough to have too many aces in a grand final, but yeah, Jing was just doing what he does best. So finally, once FPX warmed up, we started to see the usual FPX style of just Jing. Like, it's not mindless aggression, it's calculated aggression at times, but look at him go, right? Jing gets the kill, heals up, just goes to chal the final guy as well, hits the headshot as well, and Saigetsu wins the rounds. Like, this is FPX pretty much playing at their best, right? So they finally hit some form, they win the icebox relatively comfortably in the end, I believe 13-7. Then it goes to a very important fracture game where Shao, again, man, this guy is, like, he was the MVP of the grand finals, no doubt. The amount of important rounds he had, like, he was doing it all tournament long, to be honest, but like, the amount of clutches he finds himself in, and then the amount of clutches he wins is just such an absurd number. Like, he wins 1v2s for fun, to be honest. You honestly put him in a 1v2 situation, I'm not sure he could lose if he tried to, or even a 1 versus 1. This gives them an 8-6 advantage. In the end, they close out that map. The Copenhagen crowd was honestly fantastic, right? What an event. It's just great to see Valorant in front of a crowd like this. The crowd was packed out, making a lot of noise. It was, yeah, it was just awesome vibes and atmosphere in the venue, and the grand finals itself, the actual match, certainly delivered also. So great to see Valorant on this stage. Of course, you know, Istanbul coming up soon for the World Championship. Many of those teams now confirmed they're going to be there. Of course, the LCQ also is of note. We shall see here in a second. 2-1 to FPX at this point. FPX, I mean, this honestly could have been a deciding factor. zyppan right here brings out the Rosa ult, and Wardell just can't get the kill at all. Gets taken down by Mindfreak here. Mindfreak as well. Like, the amount of clutches this guy has on the Astra is also absurd. So I definitely thought right here, it looked like we were seeing the 2 best teams in the world face off against each other. 2 incredible, like, mismatches of styles, really. FPX have such their own idea of how they want to play Valorant, and it really works when it's working. But I feel like FPX's, maybe their style is slightly more consistent, at least as of now, and less prone to kind of getting blown out and losing many rounds in a row. So that's kind of why I was thinking that FPX might be marginally favoured in this series. And well, despite losing here on the Haven, turns out that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, honestly, well, like, what a clutch clutch here again by MyFreak. Finds himself in a 1 versus 2. Big clutch onto zyppan at the end there and gets the defuse. 10-5 at that point. Shao was trying his best to keep them alive here, as we see after the 10-5. Another 1v2 for Shao in the next round. Gets both of these kills as well. This is honestly a phenomenal clutch as well, because gets the first, and then when the second one comes in for the showstopper, he does die, but hits the spray just about on Jing to win the rounds. So, well, that keeps FPX alive, but they lose the game regardless, and it goes all the way to a breeze. And this was a crazy breeze because, I mean, look, game 5, deciding map of the series, one team's going to come on top. This is kind of where I thought FPX there, their LAN experience, like Angel just being such a veteran IGL, would give them a slight edge in these situations. But honestly, like, FPX did a great job. Their early kind of defensive half was very solid. At this point, it ended up 7-5, but they win the first few rounds of their defense to take an advantage, and then FPX really showed up. But this is a crazy game because 10 different agents, right? And like the FPX composition was so strange in a way. Like they had Fade Astra, Breach on Breeze, which is a very interesting decision, and then we had Yoru and Neon as well. Like it was a crazy agent composition. And on the other side, FPX went for a Cypher, like Jet actually. Angel, of course, had the Viper on, Sova and Sky, so maybe a more traditional composition. But yeah, FPX went for a very interesting strategy, which, you know, look, they live and die by it, right? That's how FPX do it. And Jing was making plays just like this with the Neon as well to get them some crucial rounds. But in the end, it was 6 rounds, I think, in a row for FPX. Closed out by a phenomenal clip here from Sagetsu. Like, yeah, he finds himself in a 2 versus 4 situation, just pops all the headshots. The final 2 as well were just disgusting on Jing and Forsaken to close out the series. So yes, congratulations to FPX. I said 3 to FPX. That's exactly what happened. I'm really happy for this entire team because we've seen glimpses of real potential in this team, and I really thought that when they came to LAN, they'd be able to deliver the goods here. And been, you know, credit to Angel, of course, Ukrainian player. Great to see him delivering here under the circumstances, and yeah, just a veteran of FPS esports in general, and has found some really great talent here on this roster. Goes on to say this, want to give proper credit to FPX. Things we experienced on the server today was something else, close to impossible to prep for this, incredibly fun to play. Big respect for the Breeze composition as well that they came up with, even though that was definitely catching some question marks. But look, FPX are going to play how they're going to play. If they, you know, if they slow down their ideas and their W keys for the final map of the series, like that wouldn't be FPX, right? Shao, to me, the MVP of the grand finals, a 1.28 KD, like just delivered so much damage here. And yes, I get to have that crazy final round of the series, but in the end, the teams were so well matched. But you know, FPX just slightly too strong. And what a run they made as well. This might be the most impressive run to a grand finals victory we've seen so far in Valorant history, actually, because they make it through the groups just about. They lose to Fnatic first round. They beat Guild still with a substitute, I believe. Then they take down Korea's best team, DRX. They take down Europe's best team in Fnatic. They take down North America's best team in OpTic. And then they take down Apex best team in FPX, right? So that is quite something. I mean, yeah, best team in Europe outside of FPX, of course, now, because they are the number 1. They are the top dogs. So great reaction to this, really, in the Valorant world. Champions and Masters Copenhagen, they, of course, had many substitutes early on in the tournament as well. They had to manage through. They got Shao, they got Sagetsu out there, so they needed those players if they wanted to have success in the tournament. Once they got them out there and they really, like, came online, there was no slowing down this team. And as Shao says, don't forget Cider as well. He subbed in, did a good job. Yes, they just about got over the line against Guild, but after that, when they got their full team, there was no looking back. And as FNS says, the best final of this game is Sinatraa. I think the final, the quality of it was fantastic. Great fun to watch. And then, yeah, game 5 doesn't get much better than that in front of the crowd as well. Congrats FPX. FPX obviously should be proud. I think FPX went on to say that, like, they kind of exceeded their expectations. They might well come back stronger, but usually the team that comes second in a big event does not do well the next event. There's kind of that second place curse that's been going on here in Valorant for quite some time, so maybe, like, FPX can break that curse next time around. This I've got to mention, though, because there was a bit of drama here between North American Valorant and Angel especially, and the FPX guys, because as Wardell says, formerly of TSM, FPX Bandwagon is bringing up tweets from 2 years ago, right? So a lot of people jumping on the FPX bandwagon, I guess, after they won, and as Wardell says, big respect to FPX, but damn, all of a sudden, these fans rise out of nowhere. So maybe one of the tweets that they're discussing here is this one from Angel about 2 years ago. I feel like top NA Valorant team will win something like 4 rounds max against top EU if they win both pistols, he says, and even as Chet says at the time, like currently on OpTic, of course, having just lost to FPX, what is even the point of saying that? Show it in the server someday, all that experience, and you're tweeting like one of these advanced kids. So, I mean, look, it's a tweet from 2 years ago, but, you know, Angel, I suppose, got his O back at the end of the day and actually did show it in the server here, taking out OpTic and winning the tournament as well. So Angel likes to talk trash, but, you know, this time he certainly did back it up. And as Jing says, 2-3 against FPX, will be back stronger for Champions, right? So that's the thing. Champions, not far away at all. MVP, for me, probably goes to Shao. Like, I think it was 1.28 rating, actually, not KD. But close enough, all things considered. Like, the impact this guy had, especially in clutch situations, was immense. I think it peaked, actually, about almost 800,000 viewers, which is pretty impressive as well. So, good numbers, I think, for this Valorant event. Also, the crowd there just makes everything more spectacular, and it leads us up very nicely into the World Championship. Speaking, of course, of champions, these are the teams that will not be attending yet, or not guaranteed to be attending. One of these teams from each region, though, will get to go. So first, we'll look at the teams that are qualified officially. So from North America, OpTic and xNed, Fnatic, FPX from Europe, of course, Loud, Leviathan, DRX, Zeta Division, PaperX, and Xerxes. So those teams are confirmed. Those are the 10 teams that are going to be there. 6 more teams, though, will be qualifying, of course, from various LCQs around the world. These are the various LCQs. This is the APAC one, this is the South American one, EMEA, NA, and then, of course, East Asia as well. I think actually 2 teams maybe qualify from the South American LCQ, but as we can see, the NA LCQ, these are the 8 teams. Shopify Rebellion, of course, formerly LG, but the Guard, FaZe, Cloud9, Shopify Rebellion, NRG, 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, and Sentinels. And then, of course, in EMEA, we've got, G2, Guilds, Team Liquid, M3C, Ascend, BBL, Na'Vi, and OG London. Like, only one of those teams qualify. Crazy scene. But very much intrigued to your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, tell the YouTube gods this is a good video, and I like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.
Control Artist has already made the moves. Up into it, the horn spots him out, spam down. That's a crossfire setup from the side on the wall. Artist really nowhere to run, but it's an instantaneous pivot once more.
PaperX have read it. Mind Freak and Divide, ready to collect this with a seize, a fault line.
They have to shut this down. They have to find value. The Paulie hears it with the footsteps. An opening kill going their way once more.
Now.
There's the pull. There's the fault.
5v3. If anyone pushes, you're cut.
But Chow, one step closer, Josh. One step closer.
That's got them through the choke point as well. This
How are we losing this round? How are we? How are we losing this round? Tell me. How are we losing this round? Tell me.
Absolutely ridiculous! Oh my god! And what a play!
Oh my god, bro!